make you drop all my money. Aye, 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 aye.
You are watching Conversations with Jennylyn, formerly known as The Jennylyn Show, and tonight I am bringing you some exciting footage. I am in British Guyana, the land of my birth, where I grew up, and I am so pleased to share my favorite teacher with you. I had lots of fascinating teachers, but the gentleman sitting next to me, I give a lot of credit for the woman that I have become. I'm surprised you still like me, because I think I'm responsible for why you don't have hair. He taught me math, although my math skills are not a reflection of his teaching credentials or his ability to teach math. Mr. Imhoff, thank you so much for this privilege.
Thank you for having me, and it's a pleasure seeing you, Jennylyn.
I tell you, that warms my heart, because I felt like I was the most troublesome child in the class.
No, not really. I don't think so. I think whatever trouble you may have caused was enough to encourage me to continue teaching.
And to continue teaching me, much less.
Well, yes, it was experience for what was to come later, and I can assure you, you were not the worst.
Well, I want you to know that this television show that I've been producing for the last 8 years, I always give the credit to you for that, because I remember we connected on Facebook, and you asked me if I was in a theater in San Francisco. I don't know if you remember my response, but I said, this is not a little fishbowl like Guyana, it's an ocean. And so many people want to be actors and actresses, nobody would ever cast me.
Well, and that is because I thought you had the potential. With my little bit exposure, I thought you had the potential. But importantly, I remember that the first day in 1971 that I saw you, and I knew you were assigned to my class because the headmistress told me. And then I asked you to go get a girl who was not coming to the class because she was crying and she missed her mother. Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
Yes, I remember. And I am sure she wouldn't mind me saying her name, but it was Ave.
Oh, really?
Yes. I asked you to get her because she left the classroom, went to the back of the school, and was crying because she missed her mom. And you went and you coaxed her and you brought her into class.
See? I was always an angel.
Yes, you still are.
Thank you. Well, you know, when I started this show, I did it. I could hear your voice in the back of my head. You told me, go audition. I know your abilities. And in trying to get to a theater to audition, I was invited on a television show, after which I was told that I was natural on television and I should start my own show, and the rest is history.
That's good. That's good to hear. I remember we actually attended the Guy Festa production, the first, and you, without very much experience, because I was working with you all, say, about 6 months, and without much experience, you went to the capital, Georgetown, and you commanded the stage with a performance of Errol Hill's Banana Man. It was terrific. You actually brought the crowd alive with your performance, because one, you were very small, petite, and you were playing a big banana man. That was fantastic.
And I killed it because I won the competition.
Yes, you did. You did. You did. It was good.
Well, it was with a teacher like you encouraging and guiding me that I've become this woman that I am today, because it was in me. I just needed someone to coax me and encourage me. And the reason I do this show is to hopefully pass this gift on to someone who has the ability but is fearful.
Yes, and that is a good thing. Each one teach one, and we will certainly exceed.
Well, you gave me that gift, so now it's my turn to give it back to someone else.
I agree.
But as far as I know, you're still a teacher, so tell me what it's like now, because you're teaching in a different country. You're now in Antigua.
Right. Yes, I'm in Antigua. I teach at St. John's Catholic Primary School. Smaller children, and at my age, it's good because they keep me on my feet. They're excited, and like I said, you were not bad. Neither are they. It's just life, and times they are a changing. And the experience with your group in 1971 has indeed served to help me to understand this lot in 2018.
Wow! So you see, you gave us a gift and we gave you one, right?
Certainly, certainly.
I don't think I was bad, like I was inquisitive and always asked questions and always challenge people. I'm still that way.
That's good, and you should keep it up. A teacher would always encourage people to challenge. Don't accept what you hear and believe it as the only. Challenge it. Ensure that you're satisfied with your answers so that you can learn and give also.
I am very grateful that I had this opportunity to meet with you again all these years later, because it was very important to me to put it out there how much you've influenced my life and the great role you played in the person that I am. I had wonderful parents, but I felt like most of my encouragement came from you. And I trusted it because you were someone educating me at a very tender age.
I'm humbled to hear that, and I am glad that you have been able to do something with the little I was able to offer you. I'm very humbled.
Thank you. Well, you know, these interviews where I'm getting to share all these wonderful stories, the time flies. But before we run out of time, what message do you want to leave for people watching this show? Because when I get back to San Francisco, I'm going to be bragging about my Guyanese show.
Okay, well, what could I say? To young people, just try to be the best you can at all times. Enjoy your life, but try to be the best and look for opportunities to make your life better.
Mr. Imhoff, I am so grateful again for this opportunity. I want you to know that every boy and girl who sat in the classroom of yours, it's up to them, but they're given the best gift of a wonderful teacher. And I hope every boy and girl has a teacher like you playing a part in their education. And I hope the good Lord preserves your life so that you can have this impact on many, many more.
Thank you, and to God be the glory.
Amen. Thank you so much for watching the Jennylyn Show, and I am so proud to share my teacher with you, and I hope you've enjoyed this interview and you find something inspiring in a short interview that will somehow encourage you. Thank you. And my second guest happens to be my sister-in-law, and she's also a school teacher and has been a school teacher for how many years?
For 28 years now.
Phil Richards, which is also the name of my brother. Thank you so much for allowing me this opportunity.
You're welcome.
So you've been teaching for 28 years. What age groups have you taught?
Basically, it is like 7, 8, 9, that
7, 8, and 9 age groups. What type of challenges are you having as a teacher in Guyana?
there are numerous challenges, especially the social challenges that they have now. The children are coming with numerous challenges. For instance, they have to take care of the little ones, their siblings. They have to travel very far, and the parents most of them are single parents. So many days they would not be at school, or they would be late because the excuse would be that they have to go to their dad to collect money, and some days they do not have lunch to come to school. So there are lots of challenges.
Is the government subsidizing food programs for the children in these situations?
Yes. For the grades 1 and 2 children, there is a breakfast. And the grades 3 and 4, there is also a program where they would have juice and biscuits. So like that, some parents find it a little easier now to send their children to school. And apart from that, we have a church who would supply food for us 3 days per week.
So after teaching for 28 years, what would you like to see change in the Guyanese education system?
Wow. I would like to see parents, their input, more input into their children. Because when, for instance, when home assignment is given to them, they would come back without any work done. So it seems as though the work has been going in vain. The teacher's work has been going down in vain. So I would like the parents to have more input into the children's education.
And I think that's as a teacher, you want the support when they go home so that they will help you to educate their kids, right?
Exactly. It's a three-way. It's three-way. You, the child, and the teacher. We cannot work by ourselves. The child cannot work by him or herself, neither the parents. So it's a triangle. We have to work all three together, yes.
So I found out since I've come home that we have a medical program at our university now. We're training doctors and dentists. I've met a dentist who treated my sister who graduated from the dental program here in Guyana. I think that is awesome. Knowing that, do you think that you can play a part in preparing students who want to become doctors? Because your daughter told me she wants to become a doctor.
Definitely. You need to give the children the assurance that they can do it. And from doing that at the tender age, they will have that within them that, okay, I want to be a doctor and I'm going to work towards that. So definitely I can.
Well, I'm really happy to hear that, because sometimes people don't understand. If you want to pick apples off of a tree, you have to start with a seed, and it has to grow into a young plant before it can bear the fruits. So you have to start it now if they want to become doctors.
Yes, definitely. You have to let them know now that whatever they want to be, that they can be. So they just have to do what it was required of them and to keep on it. Whatever they want to do, just go at it.
Well, I had some wonderful teachers, and I just had the privilege of interviewing one of them. And you see what I've become. I mean, I think I'm doing okay. I was very sickly growing up, and it really affected my education. I grew up with asthma, and I'm not blaming it, but it did hurt me as a child because I missed out on a lot of schooling. So I think it's wonderful that children have that opportunity, and it's the support of the teachers, like you said, the support of the parents and the desire of the child. But it also can come from a teacher. You are watching Conversations with Jennylyn, formerly known as The Jennylyn Show. And tonight, I'm bringing you some exciting footage from my home country of Guyana. And I am especially thrilled to introduce my guest because he is a dentist that was trained at the University of Guyana, something that was not happening when I was growing up, and I'm very, very proud. And I know he is a good dentist because he took care of my sister, and she said he didn't hurt her. So for me, that's a sign of a good dentist. Doctor, thank you for coming on the Jennylyn Show.
Thanks for having me.
So tell me your name, because I didn't want to butcher it, so I thought I'd have you say it.
Christian Kwame McRae.
Okay, McRae, is that a Guyanese name?
Yes, my father's Guyanese.
Okay, so what made you decide to become a dentist?
Okay. Honestly, I actually was doing general medicine and then I switched. My mom's a doctor. But I don't really like dealing with too much emotions when people die. An accident, an emergency, so I still wanted to be a doctor, and also dentists make more money, general dentists, and I just thought it would be something fun to do. It was a whim.
No, well, I agree with you. My ex-husband is a dentist, and that was the same reason he told me why he became a dentist. They work less days and they make great money. So
People don't die. Like, it can happen, but the likelihood of someone dying, yeah, so.
So how much of your dental training did you get in Guyana? All of it or some of it?
All of it. I started the program here and completed it here. Anything else I did, well, we do continuing education, but that's not really accredited. But I did it here locally. I do intend to go abroad later on to further my studies because I do want to specialize, but not for another 2 or 3 years.
What do you want to specialize in? Do you want to do orthodontics or periodontist? You want to become a periodontist? What are you going to do?
Either prosto or maxillofacial.
Okay.
I'm kind of torn between what I like doing because I like surgery, but I think prosto is needed more in Guyana right now, and my friend's already an orthodontist. I don't want to compete with him.
You are the nicest guy. Boy, I really got lucky. So why do you need to go abroad for that? Is it because you can't specialize in Guyana?
Right now, no.
Okay.
We can't specialize. We can only do the general dentistry program.
Do you think in the future that's something that's on the horizon for this country?
I hope so. We do need it. There are not that many here. I think there are a handful of specialists in the country right now, and I don't think we have a periodontist. And there are a few maxillofacial surgeons, but I mean, Dr. Isaacs died last year, I think. There's Dr. Aguilera, and I think there's like a visiting maxillofacial, but I don't think we have enough to satisfy the needs of the population. And there are a few orthos, like my friend Dr. Hanneman, and then there's, I think there's one at, what is the hospital's name? I can't remember the hospital names right now.
That's okay.
But yeah, there are probably like 2 or 3 others. There aren't that many. So we need specialists in the country. So it would be nice if eventually they can offer that.
So in the U.S., in order to be a dentist, a practicing dentist, you have to be a doctor, as in you have to have a DDS or some sort of doctorate. Is that the same program here?
So I have a Bachelor's of Dental Surgery BDS, and that follows more the English. But if you look at our program, when we're studying, we do everything that the med students do up to the 3rd year. So we do all the theory. It's just that after theory, for practical, we don't do rotations here. We do some of the same courses as them after that point, but I'm not going to have to go into gyno, and I don't have to go into peds and all of that stuff.
Okay, because my ex-husband and I met in Trinidad, and he was in Trinidad and Tobago with a lot of dentists who were from England. And they were always teasing each other because he actually had a doctorate. And in England, it's not required to have a doctorate to be a dentist.
It's the same thing like here. You get a BDS in England. Wow.
Right.
You're still going to have a DR in front of your name.
Right.
But it takes longer in the U.S.
And we are rocking out at 97.5 FM on Mad Saturday. I am so thrilled to be here at this television/radio station where it's happening. The people are great, the music is great, and I feel great because I get a chance to interview the staff here, at least 2 of them, that are working in this rocking station that's rocking Guyana. Thank you so much, Nicole and Basil. I can't wait for you guys to tell us about the station and what you do here. Basil, why don't you tell us what you do here at the station?
Hi, Jenny. Good afternoon. Of course, I'm the program manager. I'm responsible for all the program content, everything that goes on air, training of the radio personalities and the DJs, and content, and doing promos, doing IDs, doing station signatures, and much more.
Beautiful Nicole, the girl with the big warm smile. What are you doing here, girl?
Oh, lots. Everything, every single thing. I get involved in every single thing at the radio station. My role officially is Human Resources Manager, but I have responsibility for finance and marketing as well. So I handle the money and the people. Basically, that's what I do. And then I'm on the board trying to learn stuff.
Yeah.
Yes. Pot salt, remember that one?
I remember that one. I'm very impressed with this station. I produce a television show in the Silicon Valley, where all the tech companies, it's the tech mecca of of California, in the Silicon Valley. And this station, I have to tell you, for being a Guyanese station, I was very impressed when I walk in. So I'm so happy to be rocking out with you guys in here.
Oh, thank you.
How old are you? How old is this radio station?
I was just going to
I'm happy that you clarify that, and I'm not asking our age.
Well, look, I don't mean to ask your age. You're clearly 17
I'm 26.
and she's 13,
I'm
right?
26. I am 26.
Yes.
like that.
How old is the station?
We are not even born yet. We're probably, let's say we're
The embryo stage.
8 months and 1 week or something like that. Oh,
Yes.
We're about to give birth. We're about to pop. And it's going to be such a big baby that is going to come out. My Mad 97 is going to be officially on the air terrestrially come January 1 or 2.
You have some experience in radio and television, right, Basil?
In radio mostly.
In radio.
yeah.
And where were you working before?
At In-State Radio, Guyana Broadcasting Corporation. I have about over 25 years in radio.
And you got that sexy radio voice
I
going
do.
for you.
And you don't even have on your headphones, and huh?
How could I miss it?
And Jenny, you were the first person to be on the station doing this and doing it with us. We've never had anybody
that's
interviewing
true.
us on radio.
Jennylyn Show rocks, right?
Yes,
Conversations with
Yeah.
Jennylyn / Jennylyn Show rocks.
But at least it's good so the listeners out there could learn more about us, so to speak, and
Yes.
what we do
Yes.
individually.
Yes, and I haven't been home to Guyana for a very, very long time, and I'm very impressed because I am in media and I'm very passionate about radio and television and telling people stories and bringing information to people. So the fact that you have a station like this and it's a private station
Yeah.
in Guyana just shows me how much Guyana is
Oh,
growing.
yes, we have grown.
So what is the goal for the station besides opening January 1st or
no.
2nd?
Our goal is to have as much as possible Guyanese content as we can get. And we aim to reach Guyanese wherever they are. So it's by Guyanese for Guyanese. Whether you're here in Guyana locally or you're in the US, Canada, London, wherever you are, we want to reach you. We'll reach you but via the World Wide Web, via our website, our Facebook page. We're on a streamer. We're on MyTuna as well. So you can get us anywhere. But our whole aim is for Guyanese content in our music. What you will realize when you listen to us as you travel around Guyana before you leave and when you get home and you check out our web page, is that we play a lot of Guyanese music. We are a talk variety radio station, and for the variety part of it, we want at least 40% of our music must be Guyanese.
That is so awesome. And you know what, guys? I want to make a suggestion. My San Francisco friends Google all the Guyanese slangs. I think you should do a section where one time during the day you give a slang, because I'm going to try to find you guys from California, and things like monkey know which limb to jump on.
Oh yes, We can have a what we call it, Guyanese sayings by the Jennylyn Show.
And Jenny.
Because
Why
we can
not?
link you up. We
Good.
can link
Why
you up
don't
through
we?
our
Yeah,
system.
People, look for us. We're going to be doing this. We're not talkers here.
Oh, no, we're doers.
We are doers.
Yes, we
so
are
watch
doers.
what we're going to do.
Yes.
So what message do you want to send to the Guyanese people wherever they are in the world about the goals of this station?
We want to tell them that Mad 97 is the home of visual radio. You will hear us and you will see us. And regardless of where you are, you will have that connection because we know that we are online. We've been testing that, and we've been testing as well terrestrially. So we know that we're on the airwaves as well. We want to tell you to listen in. If you love Guyanese, if you love things Guyanese, this is the place to be. If you love aggressive first world kind of technology, this is the place to be. If you want your product to be heard and seen, Mad 97 is the place to be as well.
Can you guys try to figure out a way to send black pudding and pepper pot?
We'll send it through the internet.
Yeah, the World Wide Web, please.
But Jenny, I guess you had a surplus of that while you were here.
Can you ever get enough of that?
Well,
I mean, when you come home, I try to find everything that I can't get in San Francisco, and the list is too long to mention now. But the problem is, if you try to put all of this in your system in 1 week, you end up with something like this. Okay?
Don't worry, you'll flush it out.
So
You'll
we
flush
say
it out.
we will say you're suffering from disaccustomy.
That's what it is. That's a new word. I gotta add that one to my dictionary.
no.
So, what kind of challenges are you guys experiencing? What type of competition, and how do you stay on the competitive edge?
We stay on the competitive edge. What you see here, nobody else in Guyana has this.
Awesome.
No one, absolutely
Awesome.
no one else.
And of course,
has
our
this.
program content, which
Yes.
is totally different from everybody else.
That's great because the thing is, every time you start something new and you're the only
Somebody
one,
follows.
it's not for long.
Not
Somebody-
a problem.
Right?
Not a problem. We want Guyana to move away from
Exactly.
being 10 steps behind everybody. We want Guyanese to be ahead of that pack as well.
Right.
And Mad 97 is doing that as we speak. We are way ahead of the pack. When it comes to Caribbean, I know for sure that this here is not in the Caribbean either, because we've checked. We've seen one that is slightly like it, but no, they can't
We're setting the
compare.
trend.
No, we're setting the trend.
setting
You
the
are the
Different.
trendsetters, and it's
Yes.
very important when you're starting any business to keep your eye on what's out there so that you know what you are competing against. And having living in a place like I live where all the new technology is, I see your equipment very impressive. So if you have a lot of other Guyanese with these cameras, there are a lot of wealthy Guyanese living here. And I need to come back. Accomplish anything in your life. I think you guys are off to a great start. I feel like I don't even want to go home. I came for one interview. I feel like I've been here all day. And I think that's the feel you want to convey over the web, so people want to stay listening to you. And if I come up with any bright ideas, I'll email it to you. And if you think
Exactly.
it's great, fly
Jennylyn,
with it.
we, as Basil was alluding, we can do it in a snap because the technology that we have here will allow you just with a link. It doesn't have to be an expensive telephone call. Just with a link to your cell phone via WhatsApp, we can have an interview with you wherever you are. So
In
if
HD
you're
quality.
visiting Lebanon,
You know?
we can interview you from there.
In
You,
HD
well, you
quality.
can interview us from there.
Right.
Well, good. And we're going to do that because so many times people, Guyanese abroad, don't realize or probably couldn't tune into our Guyanese radio station. So now with the web, so many
yes.
things are happening with your equipment and your technology. The Guyanese are in the U.S. will be able to listen to you.
Yes, listen
Because-
and see. Yes, yes, you can. Yes, you
Yeah,
can.
so I-
We'll put a steaming pot of pepper pot up here just so you could see it when you get back.
Right.
you know?
So I am very grateful to have had this opportunity to speak with both of you. Thank you so much,
Yeah, and Jenny-
people.
And Jenny, on behalf of myself and Nicole and the management and staff of Mad 97, we'd like to say thank you very much for being part of our Mad Saturdays and talking with us and sharing your experiences and so on.
Thank you so much, and people stay mad. Especially on
Lovely.
Saturdays
Beautiful.
On 97.5 FM.
The bouncing now start, Jenny. The bouncing now start.
And see you later.
Mad 97, we'd like to say thank you very much for being part of our Mad Saturdays and talking with us and sharing your experiences and so on.
Thank you so much, and people stay mad. Especially on
Lovely.
Saturdays
Beautiful.
on 97.5 FM.
The bouncing now start, Jenny. The bouncing now start.
And see you later.